Are you wondering if right now is a good time to buy a house in Chula Vista? Find out in our August 2024 market update coming up. Welcome to Life in Chula Vista. My name is Timothy Manglicmot. I'm a local realtor here in Chula Vista, and this channel is all about living within Chula Vista and the surrounding areas. In this video, I'm going to cover the latest market statistics within Chula Vista so that you can make an educated decision on what to expect if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the next few months. And real quick, again, I'm a local realtor here in Chula Vista. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, we are a full service local team, and I'm a local Chula Vista resident, native of San Diego. We have a lot of local connections, a pretty big network, and I'd love to see if we could help you in your housing search. My contact information will be in the description below. You can call me, feel free to text me, email me, set up a calendar invite. Any way that you feel comfortable contacting me, or just leave a comment below. I'd love to see how we can help. Again, contact information is in the description. All right, so let's get into it here. Starting out with the entire city of Chula Vista, if you just take a gigantic step back and looking at the market statistics within the entirety of Chula Vista. In this video, I'm going to compare market data from the last 3 months from May to July in 2024 compared to the same period last year in 2023. I'm going to look at actual sales of single-family homes, so not condos or townhomes, just single-family homes when we go through these stats. And so just getting into it here, for the entirety of the Chula Vista city, starting from top to bottom, there are 231 listings in the last 3 months. So that's listed homes in the last 3 months. So if we just look year over year, inventory is flat within Chula Vista, just the entirety of Chula Vista year over year. But if you compare 2024 levels of housing listings back to 2021, there were double the listings in 2021 as there were in 2024. So inventory is low, relatively speaking, if you just look at historically within Chula Vista. And, just kind of my theory on that is interest rates are kind of high compared to recent years. And so, kind of what we're seeing in the market is people don't want to get out of their low interest homes or their low interest rates in their existing homes and trade up to a higher home with a higher interest rate. We're seeing low inventory because, folks don't want to move out because of those low interest rates that they have. And so kind of in 2024, compared to 2021 when interest rates were low, people just don't want to move out. People want to make sure that, if they do move, they want to make sure they have a similar interest rate to what they had back in 2021 when interest rates were 2%, 3%, and around there. And then getting to the second line of this chart here, there are 202 homes out of the 231 listed in Chula Vista that sold in less than 30 days. And then on the third line, the average days on the market for an average house in Chula Vista was 17 days, which just means, for example, if I listed a house here on Monday, I have an open house on the following weekend, and then another open house on the next weekend after that, I can expect there to be an active signed contract kind of after that time frame. And so it's really fast within, when you list a home, getting to a signed contract. That's 17 days on average within Chula Vista. And so that does mean the Chula Vista market is relatively hot when you just compare it to the nation. Again, right when I list a house, within 17 days, I can expect there to be a signed contract and a signed offer that I accept within 17 days. It's really fast. The Chula Vista market is really hot. The average sale price of a home in Chula Vista is around $1 million. So to be specific, $1,010,207, which is a significant jump just year over year, even more so than inflation within the local San Diego area. As you can see, it kind of jumped a little bit more than 10%. And then inflation within Chula Vista kind of in the same period was only around 4%. So the housing price within Chula Vista does seem to outpace just local inflation within the area. And, I would attribute this kind of what I mentioned earlier. There is a low supply of housing, especially again, as people don't want to trade up from the low interest rates to a current high interest rate environment for another house. And so, what that leads to is just really high demand for houses, and then really low supply again because people don't want to move out. And so with that high demand, because there's a lot of folks who are ready to buy a home, and then low supply because people don't want to trade up with and get out of their low interest rates, and that's leading to again low supply, high demand, and some really high housing prices that are starting to outpace inflation here within the Chula Vista market. It's your classic supply and demand curve. All right, so getting to a little bit more statistics here within Chula Vista, the lowest price home within Chula Vista, the entirety of Chula Vista, was sold for $500,000. So what that means is if you want to live in a single family home, the lowest price you could expect to pay within Chula Vista is $500,000. And again, that's based on actual sales and transactions that have occurred in the last 3 months. The average price per square foot within Chula Vista is about $472.58 on average for your dollars per square feet. So, just real quick, you'll notice that there were 29 houses here that didn't sell within 30 days. So if you just look at the top here, 29 houses that didn't hit that, sold at 30 days or less mark. And so you might be wondering, what took so long to sell these homes? Like, why did it take longer than 30 days? It's not a lot of houses that sold in more than 30 days, but, in this set of 29, kind of what happened. So, when I pulled it up and just dug into some of the examples, you'll see here in this kind of first example, it's a really nice house, right? Like this house it looks really nice, at least on paper. So, why did it take so long? And, when I look into the details, there are two things that I notice. First and foremost are the pictures. You'll notice that these are not professional pictures. They look like they've been taken on an iPhone or something similar like that. And if you just look at like most other listings on the MLS or within Redfin or Zillow, and you just compare the pictures, you'll see a massive difference in terms of a picture that's not professional and a professional looking picture. That's the first thing I noticed. The second thing you'll notice here is the list price. This was originally listed at $1.1 million and then it ended up selling for $1,069,000. And these are just two classic mistakes, as a realtor that I see all the time, where one, the non-professional picture, and two, they just listed the house too high. And then as a realtor, this always leads to one, your house sitting on the market a lot longer than what you want. And then number two, maybe not maximizing the sell price that you can get. Because then if a house does sit on the market, longer than expected, I think the classic thing that a buyer wonders is what's wrong with this house, right? Like, why is it taking longer than your average 17 days to sell within Chula Vista? Like the automatic thing you think is something's wrong with the house. Maybe I won't bid as high. And so for me, it's 100% the reason why you want to use a local realtor. So, not just these two things I mentioned, but other things just like that to just maximize the sale of your home. Use a realtor. There's a reason why we exist. Don't make the mistake that this house did in terms of, not listing at the right price. And definitely use a realtor. And again, I'm a realtor. My contact information is down below. If you want to contact me, if you want help, buying or selling a home. And then I gotta say, looking at again the second house here that sold in more than 30 days, just one of the two examples I'm going to show, you'll see the same exact thing happening. Again, non-professional photography, and then you'll see here that the list price was a lot higher, I think, than what the actual sale price was. Again, I think it was mispriced, and just the lack of marketing and the non-professional pictures definitely make a difference. All right, let's dive into the specific zip codes here, starting with the 91910 zip code. So this zip code does cover several neighborhoods from North Chula Vista and Hilltop all the way to the east, extending out to Rancho Del Rey. The number of listings in the 91910 has gone up a bit, and most of these homes do sell quickly, as you would expect with the Chula Vista. Specifically, 91910, it sells within about 14 days from listing. These houses are slightly under the average of Chula Vista. You're looking at $945,000 and about 1,800 square feet for your average home sold within 91910 in the last 3 months. And finally, you'll see here, one of the lowest priced homes sold in the last 3 months can be found in the 91910 zip code. Again, this one was at $500,000. In particular, 91910, it's 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And this house was tied for just the lowest single family home sold within Chula Vista within the last 3 months. So it kind of gives you a floor of what to expect. Again, if you do want to target single family homes, expect to pay at least $500,000. Again, this is an actual real life example of what happened in the last 3 months. And then, kind of oddly enough, the 91910 zip code ironically also had the highest priced home in the last 3 months at $3.4 million. You kind of look into the details here a little bit. This home is in the Rancho Del Rey neighborhood, which I ranked as the second most expensive neighborhood within Chula Vista in another video. And I'll have a card at the top in case you're interested in that one. If you want to look at the details of this $3.4 million home, which I'm super interested to see, you'll notice that this $3.4 million house is humongous. Whomever bought this home, and it's a 6-bedroom, 9-bathroom house. I would consider this one a mansion. I don't even know if you want to call this a single family home. This is almost like a hotel. It's so big. I don't think I've ever actually toured a house this big. And this one, again, is really nice and is the highest priced home sold within Chula Vista within the last 3 months at $3.4 million in the Rancho Del Rey neighborhood. Okay, let's get to the 91911 zip code. This zip code does cover the neighborhoods of Harborside, Castle Park, and Sunbow. And just found very similar story here. The 91911 zip code is a hot market with homes being sold here in 15 days on average. Again, really hot. This zip code does have lower priced homes on average than the entirety of Chula Vista, with the average price in the last 3 months being $813,000 when you compare it to that $1 million Chula Vista average. And the 91911 zip code also had the other house that was sold for $500,000. Again, tied for the lowest single family home price within Chula Vista. And then this one was 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And again, if you're looking for a single family home and just want to look at the floor of what you could expect to pay, expect it to be a house similar to this. And again, $500,000 is the lowest priced home within Chula Vista. What you can expect if you're looking to target single family homes. Okay, moving to the 91913 zip code. This area covers mostly Otay Ranch, just a small portion of the Eastlake area. And then here, the number of homes listed did drop somewhat significantly here, with only 59 homes being sold in the last 3 months compared to about 75 last year. Again, as with all of Chula Vista, the 91913 zip code is hot. Homes here sold within 14 days of listing. So again, I list a home, and then 2 weeks right after that, I can expect this home in 91913 to be sold within 2 weeks. And that means entered into a contract within 2 weeks. It's really fast and really hot. The average price of homes in the 91913 zip code is about $1 million. And again, this ties with or not ties, but this is in line with the average of what you could expect in the entirety of Chula Vista. And if you want to live on the east side of Chula Vista in Otay Ranch within this 91913 zip code, the lowest price home here is $775,000, which is kind of the floor of what you could expect to live here within Otay Ranch. Okay, so moving on to the 91914 zip code, which covers San Miguel Ranch and Rolling Hills Ranch, again, which rank numbers 4 and 3 respectively in the top 5 most expensive neighborhoods in Chula Vista. In another video I had, card at the top. The 91914 zip code doesn't actually have that many listings within the zip code in general. But the number of listings did go up significantly in the last year, currently at 26 homes listed in the last 3 months. But again, 91914 never generally has that many listings when you compare it just to the other zip codes within Chula Vista. This zip code, it does have your higher priced homes, where the average sold home here is about $1.5 million in the last 3 months. Again, comparing it to the $1 million average for the entirety of Chula Vista, the 91914 zip code definitely does have these higher priced homes and big houses, right? So the average square feet here in the last 3 months is 3,300 square feet. Again, these are really big homes within the San Miguel Ranch and Rolling Hills Ranch areas. So these houses also generally do take longer to sell on average than most houses currently within Chula Vista, with housing being sold within 23 days on average within the 91914. And this has everything to do with just the average higher priced homes within these zip codes. So just generally speaking, it does take a little bit longer to sell the higher priced homes. A lot of times because the pool of people who can afford the higher priced homes isn't really out there as much as it is for the lower priced homes. And so you'll find that a lot of these generally take a little bit longer to sell on average. So the second highest home in the last 3 months sold within Chula Vista was within the 91914 zip code. This one was $2,750,000 for a 6-bedroom, 5-bath house. And this one was in the Rolling Hills Ranch neighborhood, kind of in that Bella Lago portion within Chula Vista. And again, this one looks to be, I hate to say, about your typical home within the area. It's really large. And again, this one was the most expensive one sold. And then finally moving to the 91915 zip code, which covers mostly the Eastlake neighborhood and then just a small portion of Otay Ranch. But again, 91915 is mostly Eastlake. The number of listings here is at 35, and it's somewhat flat year over year. So there hasn't been a large increase or decrease in housing within 91915. The average days on market within the 91915 zip code is 26 days on average, which is a lot higher than any other zip code within Chula Vista. And it's actually kind of a bit out. I'm not actually sure why it's taking a little bit longer to sell homes within the Eastlake area in the 91915 zip code. So on average within Eastlake, the average home here does sell for a little over $1 million, again, close to the average for Chula Vista. Um, and then I did notice that someone was able to purchase a single family home here for $679,000, which is, in my opinion, actually really good for a single family home in a really nice area of Chula Vista, especially here on the east side within the Eastlake area. This home in particular was 2 bedrooms and 3 baths, again, for $679,000 in the Eastlake Greens neighborhood. So, it is possible to find, just kind of lower priced homes here within the 91915 zip code in the Eastlake area. And, a lot of that has to do with the fact that within Eastlake in the 91915, there were homes here that were built kind of in the early part of the Otay Ranch development, where there were homes built back in the 1990s. And so with those homes that were kind of built in the 90s, there are these neighborhoods within Eastlake where you could find, some really nicely priced homes, especially if you're looking to get into this area of Chula Vista, kind of on the east side, which does seem to be a coveted area, especially if you're looking to relocate for schools, where the schools rank really highly within 91915. And with that, to kind of close this out, again, this is a market report for Chula Vista in August of 2024. To summarize it here, the Chula Vista market does remain very hot. The average home here does sell within 17 days on average. Again, that's 2 weeks from listing, or about 2.5 weeks from listing to entering into a contract. It's a really hot market. The number of listings, again, in Chula Vista, if you just compare it to 2021, it is half the number of listings from 2021 compared to 2024. So there's just not a lot of supply out there. Again, my professional opinion with this is, we're starting to see interest rates come down now, and specifically mortgage rates start to come down now, especially as the Fed looks to cut rates. They've signaled that they want to cut rates, and the market for mortgage rates has already started going down as a result of that signaling. So kind of in my professional opinion, as the mortgage rates do start to come down, as we're seeing it right now, I do expect to see a lot more buyers enter the market, because the idea is when interest rates start to come down, people can afford more. So I actually do think housing prices are going to go up, because as interest rates start to come down, people can afford more. I think there'll be more demand. But then I don't think interest rates will go down enough for people to start moving out and upgrading their housing. So that means that, I think there's going to be, even more demand, and I think supply of the housing, because people aren't wanting to move up and trade up yet, because interest rates are still relatively high. I think it's just going to lead to higher priced homes because of the higher demand. That being said, there are still homes that, again, you could find within the $500,000, $600,000 range for single family homes. There are actual real life examples here where in the last 3 months, people were able to find homes in Chula Vista, kind of in that lower price range. But again, I definitely recommend working with a realtor, just to kind of give you every advantage that you can get, especially here in Chula Vista, where it's a really hot market. And again, whether you're looking to buy or sell a home. And with that, again, my name is Timothy Manglicmot. I am a local realtor here within Chula Vista. I do specialize in Chula Vista, but I serve the entirety of San Diego. Given that I'm a local and I have a pretty large team here within Chula Vista, there are a lot of advantages, I think, that we can provide, especially if you're looking to target Chula Vista. Again, my contact information will be in the description. Feel free to call me, text me, email me, send a calendar invite, or just leave a comment. I respond to everybody, and I'd definitely be happy to help if you're looking to relocate into the area. And with that, I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks.